Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to our next episode of the SWE Universe Mode. This is a special episode for you, and tonight is all about the Monday Night Wars. It's WWF versus WCW, live from Louisville, Kentucky. I think that's right. And here we go, then we're going to start tonight's show off with a Cruiserweight spectacle. You're going to start things off here with Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio Jr. Now for this one, Eddie will be representing WWF because obviously he made the jump before, well, during the Monday Night Wars. Whereas Rey stuck around to the very end before moving to WWE. So, yeah, for this one, Eddie representing WWF and Rey representing WCW. Plus we get to remake their fantastic match from Halloween Havoc all them years ago. Which I always forget when it was. 96 or 97, I think, one of those two. This should be a very good match. We've got 6 matches for you here this evening. It was 7, but you know, if 2K and Ukes could actually make a game that fucking worked for once, we'd have all 7 matches. But yep. So we've got this one, then we've got Bret Hart versus Chris Jericho, then Ric Flair versus Triple H, The Undertaker versus Sting, Rock versus Hollywood Hogan, and finishing things off with Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Goldberg. So it's going to be a pretty good night for us. And we will sort of keep together the points. See if anyone can come out of this one top. As here comes Rey. Rey Mysterio. Rey's still knocking around. There was a lot of rumours this year he was going to join WWE again, then there was a lot of rumours he was going to join TNA again, and neither of them really came to fruition. It wouldn't surprise me if he did turn up at WWE at some point. Maybe a surprise return at the Rumble, maybe? Never know. Stranger things have happened. I'm your pappy. Nice. And I made this arena myself pretty quickly, I must admit, because I've just realised I go on holiday in 7 days and I've got 14 days worth of shows to record in that time, so it's going to be a bit of a rush for me to get through all these, it really is, but we're getting there. We're getting there. As straightaway Guerrero taking Rey Mysterio down. There is going to be a special show tomorrow for you on Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas everyone, by the way, I forgot about that. Yeah, special show for you tomorrow on Christmas Day. On Boxing Day we've got the Adrenaline pay-per-view. Then the 28th we've got an episode of Mayhem, the 30th an episode of Octane, and then we plan on New Year's Eve of having a special show as well, but I can't guarantee that because, yeah, it depends if I can get all 14 days of the shows recorded to do that one. I should be okay because I think I come back from holiday on the 30th, so I should be able to get recorded even if I don't, you know what I mean. Should be fine. We'll be fine. Guerrero now, nice dropkick right in the side of the face of Rey Mysterio. Rey heading up top. Oh my god, he's gone for a frog splash already. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Wow. Guerrero trying to get a quick victory here. Obviously not being paid by the hour, is he? Goes straight for another pin, though. 1, 2. Oh, he's barely got it this time. Wow. Well, that was a very fast way to start our show. Eddie Guerrero gets the first point for WWF. Great victory for Eddie. And of course these two are very good friends behind the scenes. And there's a show of respect there between the two of them. WWF start the show off with 1 point. Rey Mysterio defeated once again. He's not having a very good time, is he, for PJ Tobin Adrenaline? And here is our second match of the evening. It's going to be Bret Hart representing WCW, taking on Chris Jericho representing WWF. Should be a very interesting one, this one. The two Canadians, both utilising submission finishers. And what do you think about having the screen filter? Do you like it or not? I've wanted to do it for quite some time, but I felt it would have made the right type of show to do it, didn't you, really? And this is the late 90s screen filter, it's called. So I think it does work right time-wise for this show. But it's all down to what you guys want to see. I know it's It is stupid when you think that all these way they've come forward with graphics now and HD quality stuff and this, that, and the other, and I'm sat here trying to change the quality of what we're watching down to make it feel like it's more the right sort of time frame. It's a weird one, isn't it? But there you go. And his opponent, of course, the man who will be facing off against Kenny Omega at this year's next year's Wrestle Kingdom, I suppose, if you look at it that way. In a couple of weeks' time, Chris Jericho. Yeah, I know I got you. Some weird noises coming from my ceiling, I tell you. Really weird. It's like someone's got a jackhammer that's really far away. I don't know, it's strange. Who knows? So of course this one's an interesting one because both of them sort of jumped ship. So of course Bret jumped from WWF to WCW and Jericho dropped from WCW to WWF, and of course they are representing the teams they jumped to. So if Jericho wins this, it will make it 2-0 to WWF, which will be a strong lead for them pushing forward tonight. But if Bret wins, he can make it back to 1-1. I don't even know who I'd fancy as favourite for this one. See, the annoying thing with Jericho, right? Not annoying with Jericho, but if you look at what it was, he was a guy stuck in the Cruiserweight division in WCW. And they brought him over to WWF and said to him, look, if you come into WWF, we'll make you into a main eventer. And he was the first ever undisputed champion. But now in WWE's mind, they do the same thing. They lock these guys in the Cruiserweight division, don't give them any chance. I mean, I can understand Neville and Austin Aries being involved in the Cruiserweight division, but I wouldn't want them stuck there constantly. And that was the problem. That seems to be all they were, just stuck there constantly. They're top-class wrestlers. I feel like the Cruiserweight division should be a way to bring people onto the main roster. You need lower card titles to give people a general step up. Because not a lot of people should move from NXT straight to the main event picture. There are a few that should do, don't get me wrong, but there's other ones that need to step up and fight at a lower level before they take that massive step up. And that would have been perfect. And the guys like Noam Dar, Drew Gulak, Cedric Alexander, all those sort of guys, and Rich Swann, all those sort of guys moving up, wrestling the Cruiserweight division was good for them. Austin Aries, he could have gone higher. He could have been Intercontinental, could have been United States, and that's probably what he wanted to do. And I feel conned out of it a bit because Austin Aries was in WWE and we didn't get to see any really amazing matches. What if Austin Aries had been up on SmackDown facing off against AJ Styles? What if he was facing off on Raw against Samoa Joe? There was just Finn Balor and all these people we wanted to see Austin Aries against, but because they were so convinced he had to be a cruiserweight, he never got out of that picture. And in fairness, they don't seem to have much care of the cruiserweights. And I keep going back to the fact that the Cruiserweight Championship was a pre-show for WrestleMania, which is one thing being the pre-show, but then for that pre-show match to be cut off the DVD as well, which means I think you can only see that match now is if you watch the pre-show for WrestleMania on the network. That's the only way you can watch that match now. And that's shocking when you think about it. It shouldn't be that way. That should be a top-class match. You should be able to watch that on the DVD. I mean, Neville versus Aries is the sort of match that we make here in SWE that you sort of think to yourself, yeah, I really want to watch that match. I'd much rather watch Neville versus Aries than Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt again, I must admit. See, I never used to mind Randy Orton. He wasn't exactly, I wasn't a fan of Randy Orton by any stretch of the imagination, but I didn't mind him. But now, as time's gone on, I've sort of come to dislike him more and more. The more I see him wrestle, the more I dislike him. Bret there with a knee right in the spine of Jericho. Another boot right in the back of Jericho as well. Bret heading up to that middle rope, dropping the double elbows right across the face of Jericho. I think this arena's alright actually. I wasn't sure about it because I made it quite plain. I didn't put any patterns on the apron, but that was the sort of way back in the day, wasn't it? It was just a black apron with stuff on it. It wasn't all patterned, and it's the same now actually, isn't it? It's just a black apron with like the Raw logo and so forth on, but I quite like it, actually. Having the WWF and the WCW, as you can see on the ring pads as well, I think it's quite nice. As Jericho just running power slam with Bret Hart there on his shoulders and doing some damage to the back, which should make it easier. Should he be able to lock in the walls of Jericho, and Jericho then went for a springboard frog splash, and Bret Hart managed to move out of the way. Jericho back up on his feet. He was going to go for the pin. Obviously, I don't think he's going to get the win there, but you get to lie down and take a breather for a second while your opponent has to use his energy and strength ready to kick out, which is pretty good. Nice knee right in the face there by Bret. Now Bret bringing Jericho back up, and Jericho catching Bret with that clothesline. And a kick in the spine as well. Jericho just another kick right in the spine of Bret now. Dragging him middle of the ring, looking for the lion salt, and Jericho hits it. This can make it 2-0 WWF here. What's Jericho going for? I thought he might be looking for the walls there, but no. Goes for a choke instead. And now Jericho stalking Bret Hart. Does catch the legs. And he's going to roll Bret over into the walls of Jericho. Is Bret going to tap? If he does, this makes it 2-0 to WWF. And of course, big ranking points as well, and Bret does tap. Wow, Bret tapped and Chris Jericho gets the ranking points. So far, 2 matches, 2 wins for WWF. And of course, this is a pay-per-view as such, so it is double ranking points. So for me, Eddie Guerrero has gained 10 ranking points on Throwdown. And of course, Rey Mysterio loses 10 on Adrenaline. And Jericho's gained 10 ranking points. Oh, this is big, actually. This is big thinking about it, because Bret Hart is the television champion. Which actually means then that Jericho gets an extra 25 points for beating a champion on his brand as well. Well, that's big. So Jericho just got himself 35 ranking points from this match. That is huge. That is really, really big for him. And that's going to put him potentially right into a championship picture pretty soon as well. Jericho very happy with himself, as you can see. I forgot to do that one, didn't I? Well, here's the next match of the evening anyway. It is going to be representing WCW Ric Flair, taking on representing WWF. He's one of his proteges, I suppose, if you look at it, in Triple H. I say protege. I think Triple H had had the majority of his career and his build-up before Ric Flair joined, I suppose, as part of Evolution. But still, you know, good friends. I'm looking forward to this one as well. It's going to be an interesting one. Both guys are very highly rated as well. And this should be a very interesting match. Ric Flair needs to win this if WCW want to keep any hopes of winning tonight's show intact, really. And you wouldn't put it past old Ricky, would you? He's a good wrestler. He's the dirtiest player in the game. He knows exactly how to pull out a victory when it's needed. Woo! Where is Ric Flair? He's over on Mayhem, isn't he? He's part of the Four Horsemen. I want to see more Ric Flair. I do plan on doing some sort of classic pay-per-view at some point as well. Which I think would be pretty cool. So basically, along the same sort of lines as this. But maybe like an 80s show. Utilising some of the people that don't really get much of a look in SWE, because obviously myself and PJ Toby, we're both the same age. We're both late 20s, and we both remember our wrestling from our current times. PJ Toby knows a lot more about the history of wrestling. He's big on the history of wrestling. I probably a bit more knowledgeable about current day indie wrestling and stuff like that. So together we've got a good knowledge across the whole level of wrestling. But of course we both were really into wrestling in the mid to late 90s through to the early 2000s. Then I took a bit of a break. I think PJ Toby did as well from WWF, because it got the original roster split was I I liked parts of it, but as soon as JBL became champion, I switched off. And I didn't switch back on again for about 4 or 5 years. So we have our sort of people that we like to stick to. Those sort of Attitude Era guys, plus the guys from the current day as well on the indie scene and so forth. They're the pretty cool ones that we like to see. And I think that it sort of shows through a bit in our universe mode as well. Some of the more legendary, some of the more classical characters probably don't get as much as a look in as some of the others, like the Von Erichs maybe, or the Freebirds, or Larry Zbyszko, or people like that. So it'd be nice to have an 80s special where we do utilise some of those people. I am thinking about, right, and don't hold me to this because it's going to take a bit more for me to set up. I'm thinking about doing like a Cyber Sunday. And the best way for me to do that, I believe, would possibly be to stream it on either YouTube or Twitch. Now, my computer, I don't think at this point in time, is good enough to run a stream at high quality. I do plan on getting a new computer in the new year. That's going to cost me over $1,000, like, but you know, I'm going to push forward. And if I do that, would you guys be interested in watching that sort of thing? And like I say, a sort of Cyber Sunday where you guys would get to obviously vote on who you would like to see in those sort of matches, or what matches we even do. I think that'd be pretty cool to do. But yeah, we're thinking about doing that in the new year, potentially, when I do get my new computer. It's going to take a little bit of time, really, to get ready for that, I think. I'm going to buy the computer on finance, but I've still got to pay like 300 quid up front, which is a lot of bloody money. And here we go then, we're underway. Triple H pushing Ric Flair back to the corner. So yeah, that's one of my plans anyway, is to maybe in the new year do a little bit of streaming here and there. I've never really done streaming before, because I like the fact that if I cock something up, I can go back and fix it. But then it might be nice to show you guys the sort of problems I go through, because I cut a lot of the issues out. You probably know a lot of them yourself if you play this game yourself. But then again, if you play this game, you probably don't encounter a lot of the same problems as I do. Because I do AI versus AI, a lot of the times the issues that I come across will not ever happen in standard matches that you play in. It's just when the AI gets in. But singles matches are fine. Absolutely fine. But yeah, I like that idea. I think that's probably something we could do. We can do some random matches, and we can do Cyber Sunday stuff and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Triple H, nice running knee strike right in the face of Ric Flair. Another boot right in the spine of Ric Flair as well. Another boot in the back. Triple H, another kick right in the spine of Ric Flair. Hunter bringing Flair back up to his feet. And oh, a big knee in the gut. Triple H with a knee in the knee of Flair, then into a sidewalk slam. And Triple H in control. If Triple H wins this match, it will mean that WCW cannot win the night. They can only draw it. Now, I'm not quite sure what I'll do if it does become a draw, to be honest. I could just throw another match together at the end, just to give us a winner. I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't become a draw then at this point in time, because I've used up all the big... Well, no, there are still some big names available, aren't there? Because our first match was supposed to be an 8-man tag match, but after an hour of recording, it wasn't going very well at all, so I just cancelled it off. But it was Nash, Hall, Hennig and Perfect. Hennig is Perfect. Nash, Hall, Savage and Perfect versus Kane, Mankind, Michaels, and who's that? I've scribbled his name out. Angle. Oh, there is still some guys then. But it didn't look like there's going to be much of a chance now. Anyways, Ric Flair is down and Triple H is really dominating him here. Triple H now bringing Flair back up to his feet. Big right hand, and now there's that reverse DDT. Flair sending Hunter over the top. And Flair is in control at this point in time, but does he have enough to turn things completely around? He's taken quite a beating so far in this match. Flair really wrenching the neck of Hunter. Flair now bringing Triple H back up to his feet. And is he going for it here? He's going for the spinning toe hold, actually. He's going for the old Terry Funk finisher maneuver. This is painful enough as it is, to be honest, but it really is weakening those legs, ready for a potential figure 4 leg lock. Flair taking Hunter up on his shoulders, but Hunter slides out the back into a reverse DDT. Triple H bringing Flair back up to his feet. And there's that big spine buster by Triple H. Into the pin. 1, 2. And Flair does kick out, but there was not much behind that. There was not a lot left. Bit of a tongue twist there for me. Not a long left. Not a lot left. Oh my god, I'm struggling here. Not a lot left in the tank of Ric Flair. That's what I'm trying to say. Flair now wrenching at the penis of Triple H. Okay. That's an interesting situation. Flair now bringing Hunter back up, but Hunter catching the leg of Flair, but Flair managing to kick him away. Hunter boot in the gut, went for another one, but Flair caught it into a dragon screw again, weakening that leg potentially for a figure 4 leg lock. Flair now stalking Hunter. Oh, maybe they're going for it again, but he got caught with a knee in the face, and Hunter with a gut buster. Triple H now choking the grounded Ric Flair. And another big spine buster by Triple H. But again, Ric Flair able to fight back. There's the pin by Flair. 1. Only a 1 count. And Flair now wrenching back at the neck of Triple H. Hunter, he's hit 2 spine busters. You'd think he'd have a pedigree somewhere, wouldn't you? But he's not going for the pedigree at all. Club blow to the back. And here we go. Now he does hook the arms into the pedigree. And that looks like it's going to be 3-0 WWF. 1, 2... and 3, and there we go. Triple H gets the victory. He gets the 3 points, or 3 points, 10 points, should I say. And it is 3-0 to WWF here this evening with 3 matches left. So WWE need to win all the matches. Just a draw here this evening now. What another win this is for WWF. Some big, big points. One here by Triple H as well. That's big for him. Both these guys, of course, both from Mayhem. I think everyone, oh no, everyone apart from Hogan is Mayhem now in the next 3 matches. Yeah, Flair never had any chance, did he? Flair never really put himself forward enough to even get a victory, did he? But there we go. Triple H with the 3 points. 3 points. Triple H with the 10 points. And Flair with minus 10 points. That's a big drop for him as well. And here is our next match of the evening. The one that we've all wanted to see for years and years and years. But I think we've done it a few times now on this channel. It is going to be the Undertaker versus Sting. But for this one we're going American Badass Taker. Because that is around about the correct type of Taker, I think. I don't even know, to be honest. Well, it said 2000, so, you know. That's roughly the right time towards the end of... Yeah, it was towards the end of... the Monday Night Wars, wasn't it, really? Plus, we haven't really used this Taker very often, have we? That's the nice thing about doing these sort of shows. You get to utilise different people and different versions of people and so forth as well. Which I like, really. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. I like this Taker. I never used to like this Taker, to be honest. Because I like the dark... I do like dark wrestlers. I must admit. And, yeah, Taker, Bray Wyatt I like. Matanza, Mil Muertes, Kane. That sort of dark style of wrestling I do really enjoy. Which is more of what I sort of dabble in over on Carnage, really, the monster side of things. So when Undertaker went from that dark character to a biker, I wasn't really that into it, to be honest. But it had its moments. It was useful. Hands up, hands down, sit up. What you gonna do now? And of course, here comes Sting, the match we all went to see a few years ago, but never came to fruition due to one reason or another, I suppose. I think a massive part of the reason why was maybe Triple H's... I always use this as an example. I don't know if this is true or not. This is just my opinion, but Triple H's ego. Saw there was a massive match against Sting, Sting's first match in the WWF ring, and Triple H decided he wanted the match rather than just giving it straight to the Undertaker. Undertaker should have had that match first time. No doubt about it. When Sting signed for WWE, Undertaker should have been his first opponent. It was the match that we'd all been waiting for years upon years. But it ended up being Triple H. Whether there was a reason behind that or not, I've got no idea, but for me that just should have happened. But there's a lot about the Undertaker's career I don't agree with. Brock Lesnar breaking the streak I don't agree with. For me it should have been... Well, for me it should have been Bray Wyatt, to be honest. Bray Wyatt beats the streak and sort of takes the moniker, takes the torch. I think that would have made more sense, in my opinion anyway. I don't know if that's just me, but... Sting straight away on the assault. Atomic drop now in for a vertical suplex as well, showing his strength. Sting bringing Taker back up to feet, club and blow against the back, and then looking for a DDT, but Taker caught him with that knee in the gut. And now Taker taking Sting up into a fall-away slam. So he had a different style of moves in this day and age, didn't he? Undertaker. Of course, this is when he brought in the last ride as a finisher maneuver. I believe the last ride is... Isn't it a funeral procession for bikers? I believe. I might be wrong there, but I'm sure that's what it is. Taking out, bringing Sting back up to kneeling base now. Clubbing blow right against the back as well. Undertaker once again bringing Sting back up to kneeling base. Another clubbing blow right across the back, and Sting drops like a sack of spuds. Taker now sending Sting into the ropes. Both guys just bounce into each other. Now Taker has a hold of Sting. Slamming him face first off the turnbuckle pad. Over and over and over again. Sting comes out, bouncing out the corner, looking pretty out of it. And if Undertaker wins here, WF are guaranteed to win the night. Big right hand in the gut there by Sting on Taker into a running DDT. Taker sending Sting over the top. Back up to his feet now, and oh, a nice uppercut. The one thing you ever want to do is get into a striking battle with the Undertaker, who just chokeslams Sting out of his boots. But Taker just staring down at his grounded opponent. He needs to capitalise on that big manoeuvre. I don't know why he didn't capitalise on that big manoeuvre, to be honest. It happens sometimes in this game. It goes a bit crazy, doesn't it? It just sort of decides that it doesn't want to do much. It's a weird one, isn't it? It makes a big manoeuvre, then just stands there because it hasn't quite figured out what it should do next. Sting now taking Undertaker up, looking for a tombstone. Pile driver and hits it. Big manoeuvre there by Sting, who's now stalking the Undertaker. Can Sting turn around? This is worth a lot of points, this is as well. Remember, plus 10 for the winner, minus 10 for the loser. There's that Scorpion Death Drop. Sting now into the pin. 1, 2. No, Undertaker kicked out. I'd already picked up my highlighter then to highlight the winner. That's how sure I was that match was about to finish. Sting now, big knee right in the face of the Undertaker, and once again bringing Taker back up to his feet. Sting taking Taker over that top. Taker held on. Only to be suplexed back in here by Sting. Undertaker slamming Sting face first into the mat. Now stalking him. Undertaker, oh, well, looked like he was going to go for a last ride, but Sting threw him over the top of his head. Sting now stalking Taker once again. Scorpion Death Drop once again. That's got to be it. I think Sting's pulled this one out the bag. There's the pin. 1, 2, and no, Taker's kicked out again. Wow. 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 Well, we know where this match is going, don't we? We know this match is going right on the best match playlist. It has to, doesn't it, really? Sting now taking Undertaker up on the top. And Sting with a super backdrop on Taker. I do have, for anyone who's wondering, I do have quite a few matches saved up on my computer for that top match playlist. I've got about 4 or 5. I've got a few more to grab a hold of as well. So we will be putting some up sooner or later. I've just got to get around to editing them. Because I've been trying to get ready for going away over Christmas, it's I've struggled to get many matches edited. But I think over the next few weeks, maybe in the new year, we'll see quite a few. Taken out. Ooh. Sting caught him right in the face with a knee. And Sting is looking in firm control of this match at this point in time, you know. Taker's really struggling. Sting with a quick roll-up. 1, 2. Oh, Taker's kicked out again. Wow. Sting really is, at this point in time, WCW's only hope of staying in tonight's show. The Stinger splash into the pin. 1, 2... And no, again, Taker kicked out. Holy guacamole. This is crazy. Sting, though, once again, stalking the Undertaker. There's no way anybody's kicking out a free Scorpion Death Drops. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you are undead. You're still not kicking out a free. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Sting picks up the victory and makes it 3-1 to WWF. Sting pulling one back. Is it going to be enough, though? He still needs victories from Hogan and Goldberg tonight to pull back a draw. And then I'm going to have to think about it then, aren't I? I'm going to have to think about it then. I don't know what to do in that situation, to be honest with you. It's a shame that you can no longer have a 6-man tag elimination chamber. That was pretty cool. I wonder if they'll have War Games in next year's game as well. That'd be pretty awesome. That means they'll have to figure out how to put 9 people in the ring at once, really, which is an extra... It's an extra 1 on top of what they're currently using now. They've got 8 in the ring now, haven't they? I think they really should put it up to 10. Because Survivor Series matches are 5 on 5. But to be honest with you, it's a complete cluster at the moment. It doesn't really work. The 8-man tag is just too many AI characters in the ring at once. All of them just doesn't have the intelligence. But Sting there, after 3 Scorpion Death Drops, able to defeat The Undertaker, and Sting takes 10 ranking points, which is good for him, because of course after that loss against Finn Balor last week on Mayhem, he needs to pick up some momentum and pick up some ranking points, and this will definitely put him in the right direction. And here's our next match of the evening. It will be The Rock taking on Hollywood Hulk Hogan. So Mayhem versus Throwdown here, and of course The Rock representing WWF. Hogan representing WCW. Hogan needs the win here to keep WCW's chances alive here this evening. At the moment, both Hogan and Goldberg need to beat Rock and Austin just to get a draw. And then we'll have to think about what we're going to do as a tiebreaker here. We will do a tiebreaker if needs be. I'm just trying to think what the best tiebreaker would be, to be honest. I was thinking a multi-man match, but I don't think that would really work because... It wouldn't work because we did like a battle royal or something like that, then the teams would not work together. So I don't quite know the best way of playing it, to be honest. We'll just go for a standard tag team match, maybe. A 6-man or an 8-man tag doesn't seem to work very well. Which is such a shame because I was really hoping they were going to work this year. Because then we could have done some really cool stuff. I wanted to do King of Trios and stuff like that, but they've just not improved on the tag teams matches of last year, have they really? There's still just the AI. The thing is, a couple of years ago, the AI was really good. It was really, really good in tag team matches, but last year's game and this year's game, the same have just not been up to scratch at all. I don't know what they've done to it, I really don't. Again, The Rock waiting for Hogan. Of course, this is a classic match from WrestleMania. Okay. Looks like we've had another glitch. Always fun. So basically all of Hogan's... Bloody, this fucking game. I tell you, this game is awful. Right, so all the logos are missing off Hogan. So all of these, the NWO thing on his shirt, all the Hollywood rules on his shirt, and then all the stuff on his trunks has all disappeared as well. It's so frustrating. Why can't they make a game that bloody works from day one? Or at least this is like day 60 or day 90 now and it still doesn't bloody work. There we go. It is what it is. Hollywood Hogan is here. Well, we think it's Hollywood Hogan. There's nothing on his shirt that tells us otherwise, but you know. So Rock versus Hogan, a repeat from a couple of WrestleManias. The bell goes and we are underway. If The Rock wins here tonight, it will be guaranteed victory. If Hogan wins here this evening, it goes into our final match. Austin versus Goldberg. Nice kick in the spine there by The Rock. Now bringing Hogan back up. It's clubbing blow, but Hogan catching The Rock with a knee in the guts. Now into a nice front slam. And Rock is in control of this match early on. Just twisting the head of Hogan, really wrenching it. Is that Rock stalking already? No. I thought that was. I thought Rock was stalking then already. Rock now just twisting the head of Hulk Hogan. Rock now heading up to the middle rope. Dropping a double elbows right in the face of Hogan. Rock once again bringing Hogan back up to a seated base, now just twisting his head. Really wrenching at it. And Rock is in firm control early this match, like we said. But Hogan, now a bit of commentator's curse for you. Hogan turning it around. Hogan bringing Rock up to a kneeling base and taking him up. Okay, jackknife powerbomb. Interesting. Very interesting. When did Hogan learn a powerbomb? That's from teaming with Kevin Nash, is it, as part of NWO? Rock now, though. He's taken Hogan up into a powerbomb of his own. He's going to drop him face first, snake eyes, on that top turnbuckle by Rock on Hogan. And now Rock is layeth the smackdown. And there's that big spine buster by The Rock. I thought he was going to go for a People's Elbow. That's a terribly placed People's Elbow if he was going to go for it. Rock now taking Hogan up on his shoulder, maybe looking for the Samoan drop, but Hogan fighting free now. Hogan taking Rock up. Oh, drops him on his knee. Hogan now with Rock up into a fall-away slam. Interesting. In for a pin. 1. Only a 1 count. Hogan sending Rock into the corner. But Rock saw it coming, taking Hogan down. Rock now dragging Hogan mid of the ring though. But Hogan fighting back. Rock trying to drag him a bit too far. He needs to stay on top of him here really, doesn't he? Rock catching Hogan with the back elbow now. Out of nowhere into a rock bottom. Wow. Came from out of nowhere, that rock bottom by the Rock. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. And Rock has done it. And WWF has done it as well. That makes it 4-1 now here this evening. So Rock's going to get himself the +10 ranking points. Hogan on -10 ranking points. And we still have Austin and Goldberg yet to come. Rock, of course, our current Mayhem champion, The Rock, offering a handshake to Hogan. And there it is. The big handshake. And Rock is victorious. And it's time for our main event of the evening. No way for WCW to win this now. But Goldberg is playing for pure pride as we see Goldberg versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Goldberg, desperate for some ranking points, isn't he, really? He's had a terrible time so far in SWE. Had a really bad Season 2. He's had an interesting start to Season 1. Of course, got a victory over Roman Reigns a few weeks back. So he's moving in the right direction so far, but a big win here. Because this is make or break. This is the main event of a show. Of a pay-per-view. So this is worth triple points. So the winner of this is going to get 30. The loser is going to get -30. This is massive. Goldberg needs this win. He needs it. Otherwise, he's going to probably be bottom of the Mayhem rankings. Which is not a place that a man like Goldberg should be, really. Not a place he should be whatsoever. But Austin, of course, former Mayhem champion. He's right at the top of the rankings. He could probably afford to lose this match, in fairness. Not that he'll want to, but he could afford to if he needs to. And he won't really hit him too hard. But, of course, a win here for Austin would put him very much back in the championship picture. A knock on the door. And here he comes. These police officers are weird, aren't they? But it'd be interesting to see who play those police officers, because a lot of the time it's wrestlers, like young wrestlers who are trying to make their way. WF get them in and they give them an opportunity to be on TV for a little bit. It'd be interesting to see if in real life who actually play them. Because if you look back at like the Rosebuds, for example, we found this out the other week then when we were doing an episode. What was it? Braun Strowman once played a Rosebud, one of Adam Rose's Rosebuds, which was weird, wasn't it? Really. And we've seen Tommaso Ciampa playing as Muhammad Hassan's lawyer. We've seen police officers of Dean Ambrose and all this. We've been playing police officers as well. Ty Dillinger played a backstage character years ago and got super kicked by Shawn Michaels. It's when you look at it, it's interesting to see the sort of people that you see, isn't it? So Goldberg is here. Like I said, he needs these ranking points desperately. He cannot afford to lose, otherwise it could be a very, very, very long time before we ever see anything good from Goldberg. Come on, Goldie, we need you to win this. WCW needs a little bit of... The thing is, if WWF wins this, it's going to be 5-1. It's going to look like an absolute hammering. If Goldberg wins, this is going to be 4-2, and it's not going to look as bad. Goldberg, big elbow in the back of the head of Austin. Maybe they're fighting over the fact they both stole each other's attire. Nice power slam there by Goldberg as well. Goldberg now just twisting the head of Austin. Goldberg once again in full control of Austin here. Both guys just running straight into each other, and Austin sending Goldberg off the ropes as well. But this time catch him in the gut with a knee. Austin now heading up to the top rope. Not very normal for Austin to be up that high. Get a bit of a nosebleed up there, but... Double axe handle right in the face of Goldberg. Goldberg. Austin in control of Goldberg now. So Goldberg started the match off pretty strong, but Austin has turned it around. Austin now snaps suplex on Goldberg, who wisely rolls outside the ring. Struggling a bit here, Goldberg. But Austin was allowed in that split second to recuperate, and that's backfired on Austin, really, as Goldberg caught him with that boot in the face. But then Austin was just waiting for Goldberg, baited him in, and took him down. Austin now, Goldberg up his shoulders and brings him down. Goldberg in control though, can he finish it off? That's going to be the question. Goldberg bringing Austin back up. Austin fighting back and catching Goldberg with a suplex of his own. There's the pin. Only a 1 count though. Big kick in the spine of Goldberg there by Austin. Now wrenching back at the neck as well. Goldberg fighting his way free. Big elbow in the back of the head of Austin. Goldberg taking Austin up. Power slam into the corner. And another power slam there as well. It's been very back and forth in this match. It really could go either way at this point in time. But Goldberg sliding at the back of Austin sliding at the back of Goldberg's proposed slam. What a running knee strike there by Goldberg, flattening Austin. Goldberg now stalking Austin. Spear from the corner by Goldberg. Now stalking Austin once again. Wow, this could be exactly what Goldberg needed in this universe mode. If he can finish Austin off here with this jackhammer. There it is. This is so massive for Goldberg. 1, 2... Oh, and Austin's kicked out. Oh, Austin's kicked out. I'm disappointed because I really want... The thing is, this could make or break Goldberg. It really could. If Goldberg loses this, he's going to be just out of the universe mode for a very long time. Until we can really, really build him back up. He needs a big win to really get him back on the right side. Super German suplex there by Goldberg on Austin. Goldberg now bringing Austin back up to his feet. Austin taking him down. Austin now dragging Goldberg across the ring. A little snap snare. Snap mare, should I say. Leaving him on his backside. And Austin now with a Fez press. It's not looking good for Goldberg. There's the pin. It's only a 2 count. But it's never far away from the Fez press. Do we see the Stone Cold Stunner? But Austin going for a bit of a taunt instead. Maybe not the wisest move in the world. But he has got Goldberg where he wants him. And springs him off into that stunner. And that could be game, set, match here. There's the pin. 1, 2. And no, Goldberg's kicked out now. Wow. Another potential top match here. Both guys kicking out of each other's finishers once. Goldberg now slamming Austin face first into the mat. Goes for a pin. 1, 2. I need a 2 count. Goldberg now just twisting the head of Austin. Really wrenching that head of Austin. And a spear as well. No! Austin reversed the spear into a DDT. Wow. Wow. Now, I don't know what happens in that situation. I know if you reverse someone's finisher, you get a finisher. But I don't know what happens if you reverse someone's signature. Do they still get their finisher maneuver, or do they lose that? I don't want to say no, but come on, Goldberg. Come on. I want to see Goldberg do well. And we're not going to, though, are we? We're not going to. There's the Fez press, which is surely going to be followed up pretty soon by a stunner. Maybe not. Slamming the arm of Goldberg into the mat, then stamping on his arm as well. Austin bringing Goldberg back up. There it is. There's a second stunner. There's the pin. And we can say goodbye to Goldberg now. No! Wow. Wow, Goldberg. Come on, man. You need this. You need it. If Goldberg wins here, he'll be put straight back in the Mayhem picture. If Goldberg loses, he's just going to be not a jobber as such, but he's going to be right at the bottom of the card. He's going to be building himself back up for so long that he's never going to see main event action in Mayhem. Oh, come on. Where's Austin getting all these reversals from? Austin just seems to have like infinite reversals. Austin bringing Goldberg back up. Goldberg taking Austin down this time. Goldberg bring Austin back up. And again, Austin reverses again. Come on. How has Austin got so many reversals? Oh, he's taken... Oh, Goldberg's already struggling. Look at the blood streaming from his head onto his chest as well. And he gets hit with a power driver. Just adds insult to injury. Both guys down, though. Referee should be counting here. This should be a double count. Goldberg is down. Austin rolls back into the pin. Only a 2. Austin elbows right in the head of Goldberg. Austin's just trying to open that cut open more. Goldberg's really busted open here. Running double axe under. I don't think anybody ever hits this maneuver correctly. They hit that one because that's an actual animation. God, look at Goldberg. He's really peeing with blood here. Austin bringing Goldberg back up to his feet. Big right hand spin around, but Goldberg fighting back. But then every time Goldberg fights back, Austin's just got another reversal somehow. I don't think Goldberg can win this one because Austin seems to have infinite reversals. I don't know what's going on here. And Goldberg kicks out again. Come on, Goldberg. Come on. Oh, Goldberg's done and dusted, isn't he? Oh. Goldberg managed to reverse the stunner. Oh, he's caught Austin. Oh, my word. Oh my word, Goldberg, have you just saved yourself in this universe mode? There's the jackhammer. 1, 2. Hey, Goldberg's bloody done it. What a freaking turnaround. Look at him. Look at this man. How has he won this one? Wow. Goldberg, you have just reinserted yourself back into SWE. That victory was vitally important. Vitally important. And Goldberg offering the handshake. Austin agrees, and even more respect being shown here this evening. We've seen this quite a few times now. And Goldberg's going to get himself plus 30 ranking points for that win. And Austin's going to get minus 30. So there we go, guys. That's the end of this special. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit a like. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see some more. We will be back tomorrow with a Christmas Day special. A special show called Seasons Beatings. And it's going to be a really weird show. So hopefully I'll see you there for that. Of course, if you subscribe, it'll pop right up in your sub box. But yeah, that'd be great. And then we got Adrenaline's pay-per-view on Boxing Day. We got Mayhem on the 28th, Octane on the 30th, and of course that New Year's Eve special on the 31st. So a lot of SWE to come for you over the Christmas period. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for another episode of our SWE Universe Mode. Bye.